Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for Empire of Thorns. It's a prelude scene. Actually, we're flashing back a couple to when Sebastian first came back. So, Sebastian had been in this waste of a land with nothing but towers, and he had been kept in the tallest room of a tower, coveted by his mistress, a woman twisted by desire and her own needs to the point that if she couldn't have someone, then no one could. She trapped Sebastian away for 50 years. Finally, one day, through circumstances, he managed to pull himself and free himself from this land. And when he returned and came to New York City, a place often New Lost returned to for its openness and eagerness to take in those who've returned. But the world has changed so much that Sebastian couldn't take it. He had culture shock, and so he hid himself away in one of the most common and deepest, darkest places in New York to hide is inside of the subways. And that's where he's been resting and basically recuperating. There's a small little alcove a bit off the line, a few feet. It's getting on late in the evening. It's about 8 p.m. And as he's there, he hears the sounds of footsteps running and panicked, heavy breathing, but not from an adult, from something smaller, something younger. And he hears like a and he hears someone scooting along and kind of running down the ledge that leads down the subway tunnel.
Sebastian waits for about 2-3 seconds to analyze what happens, and then quickly but yet carefully moves to what happens. What is happening?
Um, as he's starting to come out of this alcove, he sees a young girl, um, just barely a teenager. She's not really a teenager. She's smaller than that. Kind of wiggle herself into and press herself into this alcove. She's very afraid in the throes of a panic, basically, and she she kind of like her eyes are like darting about, looking around, and she closes her eyes very very tightly, and tries to like she kind of pushes herself up against the wall like she's hiding.
Sebastian moves slowly, looking around if anyone else is around.
It takes a few moments, but then you see um a man, not really remarkable or anything like that. Um, just kind of your average, tough, grungy Caucasian man, kind of come into the station. You chose a more empty station. That's what kind of drew you to it. And he'll kind of look around and he's like, "Hey, little girl. Hey, where are you? Come on, come out and play with daddy." And she just kind of and like kind of shuts her eyes tighter.
Sebastian first bends to the little girl and just whispers to her. Very slowly. He's not used to talking. He's been just spent 50 years without his sense of speech, and just goes, "You will be all right." And he stands back up, and he
She
looks
kind of
to the man, and he goes, "Leave her alone." And yes, Sebastian right now is having just gotten back. He's wearing very raggy pants that are torn. Um, doesn't have any shoes and doesn't have a shirt, so there's like his scars and all his wounds and his big huge mark around his neck are all showing.
The little girl can see through your mask, so she just sees kind of shadows and whatnot. So her eyes go huge as she realizes that a lost is helping her, and so she'll kind of nod and like kind of squeeze tighter into the thing. The guy just basically sees a fucking, for all intents and purposes, a rough. Like he assumes that you're homeless or something like that, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck off," and he'll kind of make his way towards you.
Sebastian looks at the guy and stares him down. So
Okay, you can
that's
make a intimidation roll.
um 3 successes.
Oh, but he had four, my darling.
God damn it.
I'm so oh Lord. Oh, I hate when dice blow up on the bad guys. Oh, that's 5 successes. He basically your character, you're just too fresh. Like you're still so dazed and stuff like that. He just kind of like blows you off, and he'll actually come in with a swing to punch at you. You want to hit
Defense
initiative?
3. Yeah, yeah, initiative. Okay. Oh, good. Um,
Oh, look at that big old fat ass one. Oh, he's got a whole initiative of 4. Yay,
and
him! Yay!
so yeah, Sebastian, seeing the guys and scared, he'll jump and like go to grab the guy's neck straight away.
Oh Lord, yes, okay. Yeah, he'll kind of try to dodge it.
So wait, just a sec. That's 8 plus eight. That's 10 for Sebastian.
Okay.
For his. Eight. Wait, I made 8. So wait, 11. There we go. So yeah, what's the roll?
To grab him would be Dex Brawl.
Dex brawl, and I have strangling as a specialty.
Okay. And he'll have his big fat 1 to dodge you.
So 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, just to see. 3. Oh, the 10s. 3 successes. Yeah.
Okay, so you've grappled him. You've got a hold of him.
And yeah, Sebastian starts squeezing with his strength around the guy's neck.
Okay. Um, he's going to try to break on his turn. Are you just gonna like keep the clench down?
Yeah, for now he'll try to keep the
Okay.
connection down.
He'll have to roll his strength to break it, basically.
Yeah.
And you just have to roll another Dex Brawl if you or Strength Brawl actually. If you hold on to him, then if you get more than 1 success, then
Yep,
you'll hold on to him. Now here's the question: is your character going to strangle him to death or just to submission?
no submission.
Okay. Then why don't we just say we speed things up and your character's got a good hold of him and strangles him to submission?
Yes, and he looks at the guy going, I said, leave her alone.
He'll basically kind of choke and like cough, and he'll kind of he'll surrender. He'll throw his hands up and wave as he starts to turn a little blue in the face.
He like throws the guy on the floor, roughly.
Yeah, he'll kind of cry out in pain as you hear someone kind of pop in his knee, and he'll kind of get up and scramble off with a heavy limp, basically.
Sebastian, looking at the guy, checking that the guy really gets away, he'll turn back to the girl, bend down, and very slowly, like, move his hand to her and caress her head and her hair and goes, are you okay?
She'll like flinch at first, but then she'll like once you touch her, she'll kind of calm down, and she'll nod and say, "I'm okay. I just my phone died and I got lost. My
She looks,
dad's gonna be so mad at me. I didn't mean to get lost. I was coming back from my friend's house. I thought I knew the way, but I was texting and She'll kind of cry. She's sorry. It's one of those things where when somebody who's right at that verge of being like grown enough to do their own, but when something goes wrong, they fucking completely revert back to being a small
Yeah.
child. You know what I mean? That's what happens to her essentially. She suddenly becomes a kid again.
He smiles, goes, "Where is your dad?"
um, um, we live in the Upper West Side.
He looks around, not really exactly knowing where he is. He just ran into the subway with the less amount of people he could find, and says, "Is it far from here?"
Um, she'll kind of look to see what station they're in, and she'll say, um, sort of. Not really. It's about 15 minutes.
He goes, "I can take you."
Are you cold? You're not wearing very much.
He says, "A little bit, yes."
She'll kind of open her backpack. She'll put her backpack on the floor and kind of fish out a I'm sorry for this, but a like turquoise blue hoodie and kind of offer it to your character.
He smiles.
It's a little bit roomier and your character's not that big, I imagine.
No, he's quite actually for a guy, he's a bit less than average size.
Yeah, so it'll fit your character kind of tightly, but it'll fit.
And so yeah, he smiles and puts it on, and then with a big smile, he goes, "Thank you."
Um, do you want to go with me to my dad? He actually he's kind of like you. Not exactly like you, but kind of like you.
You can see beyond the mask.
Hmm. My she'll kind of scratch her head and try to think about it. My stepbrother is like you.
He smiles and goes, "Then I'll take you to your dad." And he nods.
She'll actually kind of wait for the train to come because this train will actually like take you in the area, and she'll get on the train and she'll basically kind of sit down and kind of like bite her lip. Um,
He'll look to her and he'll go, "What year are we?"
2015.
Yeah, his eyes go big. He's like, "Oh,
What time? When did you go missing?
1965.
Her eyes go huge, like she doesn't understand that that's a time that someone could be from. 1965. My dad was like a year old.
He smiles. "Very different."
My dad's a doctor.
And he smiles and goes, "Good."
She'll kind of kick her feet in the chair, like like a young person. She's restless basically, and she'll kind of look at the stops and then stop and look at the stops. And she'll like he's gonna be so mad my phone died. And she'll pull out like a smartphone, which oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, Sebastian looks with like, "Guys, that is a phone."
Yeah, it's my Galaxy. It was a birthday present. Some people say that we're like too young to have phones, but I don't know. I have friends and we don't have a landline, so
And he'll
how am I
look
really supposed to call them?
and he'll look to her and goes, get and goes, "How old are you?"
Oh, I'm 12.
And she smiles.
I'll be 13 in February. How
And
old are you? I mean, relatively speaking. She'll kind of tilt her head like,
he'll go, "I was 21 when I was taken.
So you're
71.
oh my god. You're vintage. Her face will light up.
He smiles.
That's so creepy.
We didn't have phones, and she'll like point to her phones like this.
Well, I'd show you, but my phone's kind of dead.
And he smiles and goes, so how do they work without being plugged in?
Um, um, it has a battery, I guess, and Wi-Fi.
And she goes, I don't really
Data plan.
understand.
Neither do I. She'll just kind of like shrug because she's only 12, so she understands her phone, but she doesn't really get it. It I don't know. My dad pays for it. I have data. I know I have unlimited data. Data. We argue about this sometimes.
And he smiles at her. He just smiles at her for a few seconds. Where and looks to the station. Where do we stop?
Oh, 3 more stations. Are you hungry?
She nods.
When they get off, she'll find like she'll actually now she's in her own neighborhood. So she'll kind of go to like a pizza place, and there's like a hefty black man at the kind of the counter. It's one of those ones that has like an open counter to the street, and he's like, "Sam, hey, your dad's looking for you." And she's like, "Oh no, I knew it." And it's like, "How mad did he look?" And he's like, not mad, child. He's just worried." And she'll kind of like nod her head, and she's like, "Can I get 2 slices?" And he'll say, "On the house, baby doll." And he'll kind of like slap down 2 paper plates with big New York slices of pizza. And she'll kind of take one and hand it to you.
He'll smile. And before he eats, he smiles at him and goes, Samantha. It's a nice name.
Oh, I'm named after my great grandmother.
And he smiles and
But I
goes,
mean, I just kind of go by Sam or Sammy.
and he smiles, Sammy. Sorry for the way I speak. I could not for 50 years.
It's okay. I mean, I don't judge. She'll just kind of shrug.
Hopefully, I will be able to speak like I used to soon. I'm not used to speaking anymore.
Just watch a ton of Netflix or something.
Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. Like Netflix.
He'll like raise an eyebrow and goes, maybe take me to your dad.
She'll nod, like munching down on her pizza. She scarfs it down like a hungry child. Like, oh my god, it's gone. She like inhaled it.
Yeah, Sebastian, after talking to her, eats it pretty damn quickly, having not eaten for a while.
She actually pops open a can of Coke and will like split it with your character, if you will.
Yes, he'll smile. Yes, it looks at the can a bit strangely, but drinks it.
It's Coca-Cola. I think it's pretty universal.
Yeah, but the way that it's, I'm not sure they had cans back in '65. They just had
They
it like,
they didn't add a can, but the formulas.
yeah.
Actually, no. Actually, you know what? Between then and there, the thing that's different is it would be much sweeter because they went from sugar to high fructose corn syrup.
Okay.
So it would probably taste way sweet to him.
Yeah, he like very sweet.
You'd probably like Mexican Coke better.
He shrugs.
But she'll kind of walk with him. And when you when you get to near Will's apartment,
On the way, by the way, he'll go, I am Sebastian.
That's such a pretty name.
He smiles.
She'll kind of bounce and then hop onto like the ledge and kind of skip on it for a little bit and then hop off. She's very childlike. She's not one of those like sage precocious fucking children. She acts like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
She probably still has Barbies that she stopped playing with, but they're there, and she'd throw a fit if her dad gave them away. But she'll kind of hop, and a few minutes later, she'll kind of bounce and squeak, and because a very sudden Will Morgan like is suddenly in front of her, kind of looking down at her with a you can't quite read it face. And she's like, Daddy, hi, yes, so, and his brow goes up. I'll switch to his overlay. His brow basically goes up. And, she'll kind of say, so, I'm late, and he'll nod. He's aware she's late, apparently. He's quite aware. You know what? His face is actually pretty similar to the one in his overlay right now.
You gotta be kidding me. Kind of face.
Yeah, she was like, so I stayed for dinner at Tara's, kind of like twirling her hair on her finger. And he's like, and then I left. And he's like, and then I missed my stop on the train. And he's like, 'cause you were looking at your phone. And she's like, I was looking at my phone. And he's like, and then I got off in the wrong area of town. And he was like, he pinches his brow, like his bridge, like, and then my phone died. And he just shakes his head and looks up. And he rolls his hand like, keep going. And then someone started chasing me. And that makes his brows go up, and look down at her.
At that point, Sebastian will say she is alright now.
And then he notices you're there, and he's like, holy shit. Like he doesn't jump back, but it startled him for a second. And she's like, no, it's okay. This is my friend Sebastian. He saved me from a person who I can't really describe because I was running from them. And he just rubbed his face like, oh my God, what? And she's like, and then Sebastian put the chokehold on him and he ran away. And we had pizza, and now I have a new friend, Daddy.
He'll look to her and he'll say you weren't supposed to see that.
I'm sorry, are we still friends?
He smiles and nods.
Yay! She'll bounce, and she's like, so how long am I grounded for? And he's like, the weekend. You're grounded for the weekend. No going out, no phone. He'll hold his hand out, and she's like, no! And he's just like, give me your phone. And she'll kind of like slap it in his hand, but like not like, just like kind of pissed and grumpy.
Hey guys, you might have to get her a new one. She said it was dead.
He'll kind of look at it, and he's like, no, it's just run out of battery. I'm going to slip it into his pocket. I'll give it back to you Monday morning if you behave, young lady. Next time, look at the stops. And she'll kind of like, yes, sir, I'm sorry. And he'll kind of like kind of put his thumb on her chin, and he's like, you worried me, okay? It's just you and me. Come on. Don't make me worry like that. And she'll say, yes, Daddy, I'm sorry. And he'll kind of lean over and kiss her forehead.
Sebastian being Sebastian and being a darkling who hasn't really had anything social for a few years, he'll just nod and start slowly walking away.
And she'll kind of say, she'll say, bye, Sebastian. I'll see you around sometime, I guess.
He'll nod.
And Will kind of look over at him after she runs off. Well, yours is a face I haven't seen around.
He'll turn back around and move back towards him. I have been back for, and he looks, goes, 2 days.
He'll nod. Thank you for protecting my daughter. That means a lot to me.
He just nods. It's normal.
You look like you've had a hard time.
He'll just look and goes, I was in the obsidian, in the Tower of Obsidian Isolation.
His brow will go up.
That's what my taker said it was called.
I have a trial to go to tonight. But that means I'm going to be going to the courts. And we can set you up with some food and some warm clothes. I'll get Samantha a new sweater, or you can return it to her later. It's not exactly your color or size. We'll kind of look at him.
He'll smile and goes, thank you, I will accept.
I'm running late, to be honest. I was supposed to be there 20 minutes ago. My stepson will watch her tonight. But if we're gonna go, we need to head over there now.
He just nods.
You probably don't know your sizes. You look like you've been gone a while, and sizes have changed.
He just nods again.
So to fast forward, essentially, you'll get to the Autumn Court, to the court, Belvedere Castle, and he'll take your character to a room that's basically stocked with shelves that have clothing. It's not like the best. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's like going into a thrift store.
Yeah.
So he'll kind of figure out your sizes and your stuff, and he'll pull out a couple of outfits. He'll pull over a duffel bag and kind of start packing it with some clothes and give you a change of clothes and a few sets of shoes. Like a pair of sandals and a pair of boots because it's winter. Fuck, it's winter in New York, so you'll need boots. And like a pair of sneakers, like trainers. It'll basically pack all of that up for your character and hold it out to you.
And he'll smile and take it and goes, thank you.
Of course. If you keep that attitude up, saving people like that, you might have a place among the Paladin of Shadows in the Autumn Court.
He'll smile and goes, it will be my honor.
I'll keep an eye on you.
My name is Sebastian Crowley.
William Morgan.
And he smiles and extends a hand.
He'll extend a hand and give yours a firm, respectful shake. Some people call me Doc. I'm a doctor. So if you hear them call me Doc, that's why. But for the most part, I just go by Will or Doc Morgan or Dr. Morgan. But he'll shrug again. Are you in health? Are you okay?
I feel alright. Just, I was cold, but Samantha, Sammy helped.
He'll give your character a really quick once over. Just not even really touching you, but just kind of making sure your character looks okay. The whites of your eyes aren't, yellow or some shit, And he'll nod. I can give you a more thorough workup probably tomorrow if you come by the hospital. But for now, you look okay. Get some blood work done on you. See if anything's completely out of whack. Although I imagine it's probably not.
And he'll smile and nod.
We're dealing with an accused child molester tonight, so
And Sebastian's eye will frown at that. And he'll say, "Who did such a thing?"
it's a bright one named David. The summer court's calling for his execution, but things have gotten messy. He escaped and called asylum. And one of the spring courtiers took him in, asked for the asylum. In my opinion, it should have been cut and dry. Anyone who would harm the innocent like that doesn't need to be among the walking. But luckily, I'm not in control of things.
And he'll say, "Who took him in?"
Oh, I don't blame them necessarily. He'll kind of shrug heavily. It was members of the spring court. God knows the spring court likes to. You know how they are. Well, do you? No, you really haven't learned all the eccentricities of courts yet, have you?
She smiles and goes, "I've heard their names, but I don't know anything about them."
He'll nod. I I myself am only mortal, but I have a fair amount of I spend so much time in this world, it's touched me. It's changed me a bit.
And he'll nod. "Are you okay?"
I wasn't okay for a very, very long time. I didn't realize how deeply my soul was connected to this world, and it had been affecting me my entire life, and I didn't know. But then circumstances changed, and my eyes were the veil was ripped from my face, and I was able to see what was different about me, learn what my true place in the world was. And now I'm able to work much more efficiently, and I'm happy.
He'll nod and goes, "Good, good. I must apologize for the way I speak. I was not able to for 50 years."
A lot has happened in 50 years.
He'll smile and goes, "I have noticed."
But at the end of the day, humanity tends to stay the same. I don't think you seem a smart man, and I don't think you'll have trouble picking up.
And he'll just smile and nod again. Mhm.
Making friends helps.
I never had many friends, but I always hang on to them.
I'll nod. I have a few. One of my best friends is the Circe of the Spring Court, and my stepson is one of my best friends. Very dear to me.
And he'll say, "That is good. What is a Circe?"
And Circe, well, the Circe are some joke that they're the cats of the summer or the, of the spring court. they're a group in the Spring Court who decide who belongs to the Spring Court. They're the ones who keep an eye out for hopeful Spring Courtiers and essentially make or break people's reputations in the court. They're also seen as the busybodies. They kind of help plan everything and do things. The oldest and chief among them is called the High Circe. He acts as the monarch's advisor usually, or she, if it's a woman.
Until not. Who does this in the other courts?
Well, not all courts have someone like that. I know the Summer doesn't. I don't think the Winter does. Although I'm not very familiar with their court politics. And that being said, my stepson is a member of the Winter Court, and I barely know anything about it. In the Autumn Court, it's I'll think about it. Give me 1 second to actually look up the name. I have it like right here. In this court, in the Autumn Court, it's 1 second. I'm getting to the page it's on. I don't remember her name out of game. In this court, it's the Legion of Mists. Her name is Raquel Smith.
Until among guys, I look forward to meet her. Hopefully she will take me in.
For that, you'd need to meet the Queen. Although the Circe decide who should or shouldn't join the court, in the end, it's always the monarch who decides in the end. But I'll put in good with Mir. You saved my daughter. Consider yourself all but one of us.
And he'll smile and nod. Thank you.
He'll basically kind of lead your character, and he'll go to a room that's a little bit off the other ones. He'll tell you 1 moment, and he'll take you into it, but he'll tell you to wait a minute. And there's a little girl kind of sitting with her back to you guys. Long, kind of tangled hair. Just pitch black, almost like it's drinking in the light. Falling to her waist, wearing kind of that white nightgowny, dirty dress, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's sitting on the floor, and she's playing with a teddy bear and a doll.
With the what and a doll?
Huh?
With what and a doll?
A teddy bear.
Okay.
And the teddy bear will say to the doll, like through her, she's like, "No, I don't know where Emily is. Do you?" "No, I don't. She must have run off again." Like kind of in that voice. And you'll see Will kind of walk over and trace his fingers on her shoulder and kind of tap. And when she turns to look at him, the face is just shocking.
Yeah,
She
so
has just that dead, waxy, sunken-eyed, drowned child look.
Sebastian is yeah. Sebastian will like not take a step back, but will like be thrown back a bit, looking at her.
And she'll look up at Will and smile at him, a very kind of like soft smile, and say, "Did you find Samantha?" And he said, "No, in fact, I didn't actually. Someone else found her, though, and she is home." And she'll say, "Oh, that's very nice." And she'll kind of nod. And she'll kind of get up and turn and look at your character. And just that stab of cold fear rushes through him as this little girl looks at him and kind of takes a step towards him. You are positive she could fly across this room and strangle you.
Yeah, Sebastian like doesn't move out of fear.
And Will say, "This is Sebastian. He's the one who found her and apparently helped her through something and saw her safely home." And the queen will walk forward a few more steps and kind of tilt her head. It's that rictus kind of, you almost expect it to creak a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Sebastian like doesn't move back, but like moves his head back, like his upper body back, like when you can't move and you're scared of something and you try to move like your upper body away.
Mm-hmm.
If he does that,
She'll kind of shake her head so her hair's not quite in her face, and she'll say, "You found Samantha and helped her?"
he'll say, "Yes, she was being attacked. I protected her."
When you say that she had been attacked, her face flashes that just pure terrifying. Her eyes go black and like shadowy, and her mouth drops open
Yeah, Sebastian
into
falls
basically a
back onto
black
that when
pool.
he does that.
And like this sound of just dozens, if not hundreds, of children's death screams basically comes out of her mouth. But it's very quiet. It almost doesn't even move your eardrums. It's like it's oppressive and yet quiet at the same time.
Sebastian it doesn't put his ears on his hands on his ears because it isn't that loud, but he stares at her like he's very scared.
And she'll shut her mouth. "Oh, but you saved her. Oh, okay." And she'll nod.
So yeah,
And she'll look back up to Will.
he's like watching what happens and shaking. Yes, it's safe.
He'll hold his hands out to her, and she'll lift her hands up to his. Long yellow fingernails, thin, shriveled, like almost waterlogged hands. Her skin looks very clammy and damp, and he'll basically take her hands and he'll start like swinging them between them. You know how like when you're holding a child's hands, you'll kind of swing them a little bit.
Yeah.
He'll do that, and she'll kind of giggle, and then she'll pull her hands out of his and clap them together, her hands. And he'll kind of roll his eyes and smile, but then he'll clap his hands, and they start playing patty cake, like for a few seconds.
Yeah, yeah, that Sebastian starts getting a bit more sure of himself and he gets back up.
And while they're basically playing patty cake with the sound of basically wet flesh corpse slapping against Will's hands, um, he'll say, "So can he join the court?" And she'll think on it for a moment, but then she'll nod and say, "I'll accept him as a member. He did save Samantha after all." And Will basically kind of miss a beat, and she's like, "Haha," like kind of points at him and giggles. And he's like, "Oh, come on, you've always been better at that than I am." And she'll kind of stick her tongue out at him. And he'll just roll his eyes like he's about an inch from being like, "Mom!"
Hmm.
He'll kind of
Yeah,
smile at her,
Sebastian will smile at that picture.
but he'll smile at her, and she'll kind of smirk it back up at him playfully. And he'll just roll his eyes and say, he'll give her a large, grandiose bow, and he'll say, "Thank you, my queen." She'll kind of giggle, but it's that very, it's like that giggle, like a haunting giggle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that kind of like goes around the house or the whatever room they're in.
Yes, exactly. And she'll she'll skip back over to her toys. Done with the conversation, essentially. Like, you know how children will get bored and wander off?
Yeah.
She pulls that, basically, and she'll kind of go and sit down. And he'll actually give her a respectful bow, and he'll say, "Thank you, Your Majesty." And she'll say, "Of course. Welcome to the court, Sebastian."
He smiles and goes, "Thank you. It is my honor." And he like kneels in front of her.
She'll touch his brow, and he feels almost kind of like a chill roll through him, but it's also kind of like an accepting chill. Like, you know when that first fall breeze comes through and it's like, yay!
Yeah.
It's like that. And
he
Will,
smiles.
yeah, Will will basically look down at him and say, "We have to go. I have to get a hold of that prisoner."
And he'll nod. He goes, "I will not make you late. I will follow you."
Mm. And they'll basically collect up the prisoner and go to where you were in your first scene. So that was your character's prelude. I don't think there's anything else for you to do.
Yeah. Well, then it would be going back to Sebastian. Nowadays, looking out from Kiku's window where he's been staying for like 2 days, hasn't really moved out of there.
Okay.
Ate whatever was around. Looks out the window, and that's what he was thinking back on the day he came.
You'll hear a soft knock on the door.
He'll go and look on the peephole who's there.
It's Will.
He'll haven't really spoken for 3 days. He wasn't really in the mood to speak to anyone. He decides he's going to speak this time, and he opens the door. He goes, "Hello."
He'll give him a warm smile. I've been worried about you.
"I know. Sorry."
I know you're not okay, but are you all right?
Just Mongoose, I'm fine. Just wanted to be alone.
I have something for you.
And he smiles, waiting to see what Will has for him.
He'll reach into his satchel and he'll pull out Sam's turquoise coat, her little hoodie, and he'll say, "She thought you might need this right now."
So what was that? I didn't hear you out of game.
He pulls out Sam's little turquoise hoodie.
Yeah.
And he'll hand it over, and he says, "Sam thought you might need this right now."
He'll take it and he'll like look at it for a few seconds, and then we'll actually put it on. And guys, is Sammy all right?
I sent her to Boston for a few days until this all boils over. She's with her sister.
And he'll smile, guys. Good.
I have news.
And guys, what is it?
How do I word this? He'll kind of think on it for a moment, tilt his head. Well, I'm getting married.
And he'll smile, guys. To who?
He'll bite his lip. I'm marrying Azure.
He'll like look. His eyes will like big, grow huge, and goes, "Wasn't like no offense. Like I'm really happy you're getting married, but wasn't she supposed to marry King Farron?"
She and I were actually together longer than Fran and her were. And when she was before, you know, the way she was.
And he'll
I had
Okay, yeah, no, go on.
I had been reaching a point where I couldn't continue seeing her while she was with someone else. After what happened with Samantha's mother, I couldn't be with another man's wife. And when I told her that, when it became more and more apparent that she was going to lose me, she realized that she wanted to be with me. And so she, apparently Ferran had some inkling that that was going to happen. That's why he asked to plan the wedding. He was, as he puts it, 22% sure she was going to call off the wedding. And so he had actually planned it to her specifications. And last night she came to my job and asked me to marry her. And I said yes.
And he'll smile and goes, I hope there's still bacon involved.
I don't eat pork very much. But for you, I guess we can incorporate some bacon.
And he'll smile and he'll like take her Will's shoulders, like no, like you do what a good friend, and goes, please make her powder.
Do you remember when we first met?
Guys, I was just thinking about it. Thinking
You
back.
remember I told you I had two friends dear to me, Claudio and Draven.
Yes.
You know, I now count you among one of those, right?
And he'll smile and goes, I guess.
He'll kind of you know when a guy like kind of affectionately like grabs another guy by the back of his neck, like kind of playfully?
Yeah.
He'll do that to your character and kind of give him a playful growl.
And
Don't let it go to your head.
yeah, Sebastian will make a quiet chuckle.
Will you be one of my groomsmen at my wedding?
And he'll smile and goes, well, I'll get to wear something fancy, which I haven't done for a while. Why not?
I'll pair you with Samantha as your bridesmaid.
And he'll smile. He goes, is there news on the meeting?
It's moving forward. Kairouche delivered an item to the court this morning, which will help. So the summer court is ready to move. Now all we're waiting for is for everyone to pull together. There has been word from her. She is unharmed. I sent some of the Hobbs to at least check on her. Not to interfere, but to see her, and she is fine. Albeit scared.
And he'll look back to her room and he'll say, I'm ready to go.
Why don't you just stick with me for now? We'll stay together. Stay with me until we see this out.
And he'll smile and goes, as long as you and Az don't promise not to make too much noise, and chuckles.
I can't make that promise. I'm a passionate man. But I can promise you that my room is soundproof.
And he'll smile and goes, good.
He'll grab his shoulder and he'll kind of pull him along. Come on, let's get you out of here.
And Sebastian will lock the door around him and will look to it for a few seconds. And he'll go, let's go.
He'll nod. And I think with that we can end our scene.
Yep.
Yay! Thank you players for playing and thank you watchers for watching and all those other amazing things. Bye!